Hello everyone, my name is Franco Eustavinis, aka Rebel Goldfish. We can see now that I have a face cam, which is pretty neat, right? I think it's pretty cool. Now you guys can see me talking and you can hear me clear, and I think it was a good purchase. And yeah, let's get right into the video. Today we're going to be talking about some strategies for Pokemon that aren't super competitive, but are really fun to use against your friends, or just playing in casual mode, and I'll be going over the top 5 best of them today. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. And check out my Twitch channel also. Okay, so the first strategy we have, number 5, is Corviknight using Iron Defense, Body Press, Power Trip, and Roost. So this is a kind of simple strategy. It's not too complex. There's a lot of things that are pretty simple and self-explanatory in here, but I'll explain them anyways. Let's go here. So we can see Iron Defense raises the user's defense by 2 stages. Okay, that's a pretty solid move normally. We also have Roost here, which heals 50% and takes away Flying type until the turn ends. Then we also have Body Press, which uses the user's defense stat as attack and damage calculation, which, okay, if we can get a lot of Body Presses off, we can pretty much wipe their team with this Corviknight. But you might be saying, oh geez, oh my bad, what if they have a Ghost type on their team? Well, Power Trip, a Dark type, is 20 plus power for each of the user's stat boosts. So I think there can be 4 of these. So that would be 100 power and super effective, which, I mean, gotta say, is pretty powerful. And you can see in his EVs, maximum defense plus there, because, the higher his defense, they use his attack as his defense, and he's super bulky on his own. So that strategy is pretty self-explanatory, but is really worth a try if, you're playing against your friend and you want to see him rage a little bit. The next strategy we have here is Torkoal and Venusaur, which I think is a really fun thing to do. You'll see actually a lot of competitive players use this strategy because it really can help your team out a lot. So Torkoal is here really to set the drought. That's pretty much his only option. That's pretty much his only use here. I mean, his attacks can be very powerful, and Torkoal is definitely a good choice if you're looking for a fire type on your team, especially if you're using Trick Room because he has really low speed. But really, he's here to start the drought. He can, though, provide lots of fire type attacks and even ground type attacks to really do a lot of damage to the other team. But really, where the strategy comes in is with Venusaur. His ability, Chlorophyll, where if Sunny Day is active, his Pokemon speed is double. Well, I mean, this guy activates Sunny Day. That's amazing. That's pretty good on its own, right? It's kind of the kind of stereotypical Sunny Day team that a lot of people run. And with Solar Beam, no charge in sunlight. So you can see double speed and just one bang Solar Beams is really powerful. And that can really set a team off balance if you are playing your type advantage correctly. And this Guava Berry, I don't know if that's how you say it, can really be changed to anything. I mean, I'm just using this because, having that extra HP is always useful. But really, if you investigate more and maybe change up his moves, like Knockoff's probably a bad move, maybe like Bullet Seed or something, then you could make this a little bit more effective. But just for the sake of time, I'm just going to say using a Guava Berry because those are always really useful. So this next strategy is a little bit complicated, so you'll have to bear with me on it, but it can be really fun if you use it against the right people. Maybe you're playing against your little sister or something like that, and you want to show off a little bit. This is a really funny strategy to use. So let's get into this. The first step is that you'll need a Mr. Mime from the Galar region with the moves Skill Swap and Mimic, and an Excadrill, with the move Horn Drill, and then a Doublade with the move No Guard. And what's going to happen is you are going to use Skill Swap and Mimic to get the move Horn Drill, which, as we know, has 30% accuracy, but one-shots the target no matter what. I mean, besides if the user's a lower level. And the ability No Guard on Mr. Mime, which every move used by or against this Pokemon will always hit, which means your moves will always hit, but your opponent's moves will always hit as well. And it's pretty self-explanatory after that point. But I'll explain to you how this strategy works a little bit more in depth. So the first part is, first you have to send out Mr. Mime from the Galar region and the Excadrill. You're going to need to do this because you need Horn Drill first. That's just how the strategy works. You're going to need Horn Drill first. So you'll send out these two first. Then, of course, Excadrill will use a Choice Scarf and have a really high speed stat because he needs to move before Mr. Mime, or the strategy will not work. So, first Excadrill uses Horn Drill, probably misses, then Mr. Mime uses Horn Drill, probably misses, but now this is in place of the Mimic. So now his moveset is Skill Swap, Mimic, or Skill Swap, Horn Drill, Protect, and Baton Pass. So that's the first part. The next part is that you need to switch out the Excadrill and bring in Doublade, who has the ability No Guard, which, as we said before, gives your Pokemon maximum accuracy on every single move. Then, as they're doing that, you use Skill Swap on the Excadrill, and then when it switches in, you basically end up using Skill Swap on the Doublade, getting No Guard and Horn Drill. That's what it is. Basically, the rest is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you just wipe their team with Horn Drill. You also have to make sure that Mr. Mime has a very high speed stat, because if he can move first most of the time, he will definitely have the edge in a battle. Just, Horn Drill, Horn Drill, Horn Drill. And then, create a really good line of a team to go after him. This strategy is really hard to pull off, though, because more likely than not, they'll take out your Mr. Mime, whose base stats are a little bit low. 460, it's not bad, but they could be higher. And, I mean, you never know. Your Doublade or Excadrill could get one shot. So, I mean, it's not going to work every time, but when it works, it's easily the most satisfying experience that you can have in Pokemon. The next strategy we'll be talking about is probably one of the most competitively viable strategies, and it's having Lucario on your team with the ability Justified and a Whimsicott with the move Beat Up. So we can see here Justified is this Pokemon's attack is raised by one stage after it is damaged by a Dark-type move. So you would say, okay, I guess really the only reason that you would want this ability is if someone else was attacking you with a Dark-type move, because really wasting a Pokemon's giving a Pokemon a Dark-type attack just to hit your Pokemon and raise it one stage isn't that good. So, what you could do is use the move Beat Up, which all healthy allies aid in damaging the target. The reason why this is so good is that, say you have 3 Pokemon on your team, or 4, sorry, I think Lucario beats himself up, which is kind of weird, but you basically hit him 4 times with a Dark-type attack. Normally, this should count as one attack, but instead, it counts as 4 attacks, raising his attack by 4, basically giving him a belly drum with a move that is not very effective, so maybe taking out like an eighth or even less of his health. And then if he's Dynamaxed, then oh my gosh, he's going to have 4 times attack, Dynamax, and barely lowered speed, while still having the availability to use a move. And to make it better, Whimsicott doesn't have stab, so she can easily, not do maximum damage to him. And then, yeah, it's pretty straightforward, any item, And, yeah, I just gave him a really varied moveset, with all different types, so that when he's Dynamaxed, he'll really be able to destroy him. The last strategy that I'd like to talk about today is a Colossal with the item Weakness Policy and the ability Steam Engine, while also having a Dragapult with the move Surf. So the first step of this is the Weakness Policy and Steam Engine, which are very key to this strategy. If you don't have these, it will not work at all. So the Weakness Policy is if a holder is hit super effectively, raises its attack and special attack by 2 stages, effectively doubling his attack's power. Then, with the ability Steam Engine, this Pokemon's speed is raised by 6 stages, so to the maximum, after it's damaged by Water/Fire type moves. So, we can see here, Fire type would be the more convenient since Colossal is 4 times weak to Water, but with the Weakness Policy, we can raise his attack by 2 stages as well, while only using 1 attack from our teammate. So, here these moves don't matter, as long as they are all special attack, then it's good. And having all of these varied moves is very good because they are all covering a specific range of Pokemon. It'll very rarely find where one of your moves isn't super effective with this. And, Protect as always because, Protect is good. And then a Dragapult with the move Surf, and also having Light Screen, Reflect, and I like Will-O-Wisp because when you set these 2 up, there's not much else to do. So you can just keep burning the opposing Pokemon. Hopefully they're physical attackers. If not, it's still annoying. And the item Light Clay. Now the reason I chose Dragapult is because he doesn't get Stab, obviously, from this. And his speed is incredibly high. Look at this, 421. It's going to be tough to beat that. And because Surf, the reason I chose Surf is because it targets every single person on the field. So it's not so much as that it's hitting the other Pokemon, as that it can't get redirected by Follow Me or Rage Powder because it'll hit everyone anyways. An alternative to Dragapult is Primarina, using Aqua Jet, and also having Light Screen Reflect, and maybe just Dazzling Gleam thrown in there, because why not? But, the problem with this is that she does get stabbed from Aqua Jet, even though it has a substantially lower attack power than Dragapult's Surf. And she also has lower attack in general. I need to change this. She needs to have minus attack and plus special defense. Sorry about that. But she has much lower attack than Dragapult. You can see right here, 74, and Dragapult is 120. And it usually goes first, which means it has +1 priority, so her speed does not matter here. The only thing it matters for is her Light Screen and Reflect, which are only secondary to the strategy. And having it be able to go first can really help you a lot, because when you're in a battle and you get outsped by maybe another Dragapult or something like a Barraskewda, Durant, anything like that, it can get really annoying if your strategy gets messed up because the rest of his stats aren't very beefy, and he's mainly here for the Surf. So you choose. I personally like to go with the Primarina. Also, I think I forgot to say that I'm using Primarina because she's the only one among Inteleon who has Aqua Jet, Reflect, and Light Screen. And I know she's a water type, and that gives her Stab, but I mean, she's all water types. Only water types can have this combination of moves. And let me just tell you right now, when you get 4 times speed and 2 times attack, you can really do some work out there. Colossal's type advantages do stink, and the main counter to this strategy is a G-Max Lapras because of how bulky it is. Also, while we're here, let's just, change this up a little bit. You can make him a little bit higher on the speed side. One thing that you can do is go 160 and then, tune that down a little bit. And I recommend upping his special attack and subtracting his attack, giving him a modest nature, because having high special attack is important, even if it's doubled. And yeah, you can really, you have to believe me when I'm saying you can really do some work in competitive battling with this G-Max Colossal strategy. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and if you didn't enjoy also, because it helps me out a lot. Basically with my self-esteem. I don't get paid yet for this. but maybe one day. And subscribe if you're new, because we do a lot of cool stuff like this around here. Some Pokemon strategies, some cool stuff, and a lot of stuff that you need to know if you're doing competitive. And also, you can check out my Twitch channel. I'll leave a link in the description. Yeah, we play games like Valorant there, maybe Call of Duty soon if you guys want any games. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.